Who approved the Joseph James?
Joe made the motion, not me.
Okay.
But I'll second it.
Okay, thank you. Motion by Vice Chair Joseph James to continue. Seconded by Member Raponi to continue the public hearing for DEP file number 0610647 to the next meeting, which I believe is November 5th. No, could be wrong on that. Let me check. Fifth it is, November 5th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Shut your, there you go. That's better. Yep. Well, I still hear a bit of an echo. It's funny.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
will they be at that hearing? Is there a date set for the hearing?
November 5th.
No. Will...
I don't know.
All right, thank you, sir.
Andy, just for your knowledge, we're meeting here at 4 p.m. on November 5th.
Okay, so we may have to change that. Why is that, Michael?
Because John Henry is going away and can't be around, so November 5th is his scheduled meeting.
Okay, this is typically meeting the first Wednesday of the month. All right, we'll have to discuss either meeting later in the day. How long do you think your meeting would last, Michael?
Not long at all. There's only one item.
So you think we could make it for like 4:45 or 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that then. Turn your microphone off, please, honey.
Oh,
Thank you. Okay, so that's approved to November 5th, and that'll be 5 p.m. Next item on the agenda is a vote on land donation of lots 45, 46, 47, and 48 by Joseph Festa on Douglas Street.
I so move, Mr. Chairman, if you're looking for a motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Vinny, shut your microphone off. Any opposed? Voted in the affirmative. Next item on the agenda is a vote land donation of lots 20, 207, 208, and 209 Bates Street. I think that's Joseph A. Festa, Jr. Do we have a motion on this?
I'll second.
This is Bates Street. I must have typed this wrong because, let me see what this shows. 45, 47, 48 Bates. 206, 207, 208, 209 Douglas Street. And that was by Vice Chair Joseph James and second by James Silvone.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
according to the item on the agenda here, it's a typo error here. It says lots 20 instead of 206.
Thank you, Member Raponi.
You're welcome.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Voted in the affirmative. And I would like to thank the Festa family for the donation of the property. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion that a letter of appreciation from the Revere Conservation Commission and the City of Revere be mailed to the Festa family. That's in the line of a motion.
And I second same.
Motion by Vin Camerata, seconded by member Ann Raponi, to send a letter of appreciation to the Festa family for the donation of their land from the Revere Conservation Commission. As far as the city of Revere, the mayor would have to do that. You're welcome. All those in favor?
Aye.
Voted in the affirmative.
Do we do anything with the land, or does it just sit there? Do we ever do anything with the land? I mean, do we have to put signage up, or I mean, this land is not really, would never really be turned into like park or anything. But I mean, do we do anything with the land of the commission, the Conservation Commission?
Past week, I met with a representative from UMass's Collins Center. They're putting together a capital plan for the city of Revere. I have through October 15th to submit projects. And one of the projects I was going to submit was to inventory the land, assess it for wetlands, and to look at possible recreational uses, value of the land for flood control, things of that nature, along with putting in a project for assessing the function of the tide gates throughout the city. Yeah, I was thinking
that sounds great.
More for the conservation land that's up in North Revere, as far as land that could be used for passive purposes.
Like right off Route 1 there, that project, that where the landfill was capped, that area, yeah. Okay. Thank you. No, that sounds great.
Andy?
You know,
May I say
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
I was considering if we have some contiguous area back there, we could make a nature trail out of that possibility too. A non-vehicle one, just passive.
Yeah, Andy, I'm sorry. You make these into a park for the kids, and who stays there at night? All the other people. The kids, the older kids, and they destroy it. So I'm telling you right now, we've had it happen many, many times. I'm not against kids, but it seems once they have a place to gather, they're going to gather.
It wasn't so much my thoughts for that type of thing, Member Vice Chair Joseph James. It's more that have it looked at, the value of the wetlands, signage, things of that nature, educational outreach to try and get people more aware of what the value of the wetlands are now, and even more importantly, what they will be in the future if we see the sea rise that's predicted for, the value of this land, especially like the land the Festas is donating for flood storage and maintaining it viable for flood storage.
Mr. Chairman, they've donated other land before that too, in the same area, right? I think.
Yes, they have. Okay, moving on. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing, DEP file 061065077 North Shore Road, helicopter shelter. Steve Williams is the proponent on that. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Williams? Oh, there's no microphone up there. I don't know. Oh, I didn't get the, go down and get the microphone. I forgot all about it. Is this? I think this will reach. Yeah, I forgot about the, no, it won't reach. Yeah, why don't you sit right at the table, Steve? There you go, and just explain what the purpose of your project is.
It's to construct a temporary shelter to be used within the parameters of my 7 acres for storage of equipment, but to also house a helicopter used with now city tours.
Joe, I heard the council meeting, and that was to save the flying trips of the helicopter, make it a little easier for the people around there?
Well, it's going to be less landing and takes off if it's housed right where the heliport is, as opposed to flying in from Beverly, and save on fuel costs, save on air traffic.
Would you describe what the looks like? We had a site visit there with a few of the members, Member Bluestein, Vice Chair Joseph James, myself. We saw it was to be erected on existing paving. It's similar to a Quonset hut. I forget what kind of material it actually is. Turn it on.
It's manufactured by ClearSpan, who is a manufacturer of these temporary shelters. This one's going to be 30 by 15 wide by 39 foot high. And it's going to be with rafters to go along the top and to anchor it into the ground. And there's a picture here if you want. I think it was in everybody's package.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's in everybody's package.
And it it's going to have a 12.5 ounce white covering, and it's a clear fabric structure. It's a class 4, and it's stud brace tubing, turnbuckles, and cables with 3-foot rafter spacing and 60-inch earth augers, anchors.
Turn your mic up, please. Any questions from Mr. Williams? Mr. Bluestein?
Just a couple questions. Just to clarify, so we had sort of talked about this at the site visit, but just for everyone else's knowledge, the bottom won't be anchored entirely around. There'll be like an opening so that water can flow through in case of a flood. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's going to be anchored down. Each rafter is going to be anchored around the edge, so it's going to be almost like a tent type setup.
Okay, but there's no closed bottom or anything?
No, it's going to be working off the existing hut top, and might have to do some board leveling like we talked about on Saturday, but there's not going to be like any digging, footing, or excavation.
And will the construction of this building, will this change traffic on the site at all, like ground traffic activity around the shed?
No, the only traffic that could be affected by it could be air traffic.
Okay, thank you.
Question, not to burst your bubble, because I think it's great, but any portion within the area of critical environmental concern, and you put no, that's ACEC down there. That's ACEC down there. I think, Andy, I think it's a great project. But if we put our foot into this here and somebody comes up and says, why did you approve that? Then we're the ones that hold in this bag.
what Vice Chair Joseph James is referring to. It's an area of critical environmental concern.
One of the reasons that this spot was picked out was because of its proximity to where the existing heliport is and a fair distance from any wetlands or the Pines River that runs behind the property. Originally, I was going to put it in a different area, but that was something that deemed to be a little bit close environmentally, so we relocated the area.
Anything further from Mr. Williams? Do we have a motion on this? I've prepared an order of conditions.
Although I was not present, Mr. Chairman, although I was not present at the on-site survey, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second? Motion to close the public hearing and issue an order of conditions.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Member Bluestein seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Vote. Councilor Novoselsky.
I know you approved it already, but I'd like to just show my I'd just like to show myself as a proponent of this structure. It's in front of the City Council now. The City Council has already approved the helicopter itself, as you all know, and there will be some putting in of the concrete supports to hold those supports down, or digging in, screwing it into the ground to hold it down, like a tent, similar to a tent. So it's in front of the City Council now. I don't know how the overall body is going to speak about it, but I know myself, I plan on voting in favor of it. I know several of my other councils, there are a couple that are not in favor of it, but they can speak for themselves. But as far as I'm concerned, I would ask that you approve this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Shut that up, please.
Thank you,
I explained
Ira.
to Mr. Williams that if there was any major changes in how he's going to set it up, we'd have to discuss it and approve it.
Just for your record, do you have to do proponents just to close the public hearing?
If you want to speak, yeah. Usually if it looks like there's going to be a discussion with proponents, we do, but I don't do it necessarily as a formality. I know the other gentleman in the office, in the audience, is here on a different side. Okay, we'll sign this.
Mr. Chairman,
once it's signed, excuse me. Shut your mic off, please. Then I've got to make copies, and then I'll send the signed original to you.
I just have one question, Mr. Chairman, please. Joe, what is the helicopter used for?
Mostly tourists in Boston.
Okay. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a request for determination of applicability at 11 Ellerton Street. This isn't a public hearing. This is a public meeting. Mosea, would you come up to the microphone, please? I was contacted by Mr. Michael Tucker from the, who's in abutter, and also the city councilor regarding the site at 11 Ellerton Street, where some work had been done in preparation for sale of the house. And we discussed what he can do to correct it, and I felt a request for determination of applicability was an appropriate way to address the situation so that he would install a crushed stone driveway, a crushed stone drainage swale, and Once that's done, I think we'll be all set with it, and I think I'm going to give you a chance to speak, Michael. So if there's anything you'd like to add, Monsieur,
no, that's all we have to say. It's we're gonna do whatever we have to do to be in compliance with the city, and as you said, we're gonna install a trench drain on the front of the property, as we discussed in the meeting the other day, and that's all.
yeah, I had copied my emails, Frank Stringy and Benny, so.
But I agree, that side he definitely has parking, so.
Yes, yeah, definitely has. So I prepared a determination of applicability, and I would suggest saying that the area is subject to protection under the Act, but does not require a filing of a notice of intent.
On what grounds?
Say again, member?
On what grounds does it not require a notice of intent? Okay, so we can provide conditions then. Yes. All right, that's fine.
I just have one more question on the drainage. Surface water that goes through that drainage, no plumbing or anything, just surface water. Thank you.
So I would simply give it a positive determination that the area and work described on reference plan and documents is subject to review and approval by the named municipality Revere. Conservation.
But if we give a positive determination, doesn't that mean that he has to file a notice of intent? Don't we want to rule negative with conditions?
No, there is a positive with conditions. You're saying it is.
Yeah, I never get this straight. Yeah, you're probably right. It is a negative determination. Yeah, so it would be number 2, the work described in the request is within an area subject to protection under the Act, but not remove, fill, dredge, or alter that area. Therefore, this said work does not require the filing of notice of intent. I think that's a better plan.
I have just a question about the debris that we're gonna remove from there. It's me.
Excuse me?
I have the question about the debris that we're gonna remove from there, the grass with the dirt. Do you want us to dispose it into the yard, or you want us to take it away and dump it somewhere?
Take it away, mostly.
Okay, no, just because I saw in the paper saying that no debris should be.
Yeah, what I'd like you to do is prepare it, take it away, call me, email me, so I can come look before you put the stone down, make sure everything's in compliance, and you can put the stone down and you'll be all set. Do we have a motion to issue negative?
I'll motion for a negative determination with conditions.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Any against? Approved. Okay, we'll sign this tonight, then I'll have to make copies, and I'll send you the signed original when we're all set. Okay, thank you for coming, Moshe. Next item on the agenda, Beverly Street. You go in. Gene Catanazzo emailed me, and they asked not to come tonight, and they would be coming at the next meeting. I informed him he needs to file a new notice of intent for the project. I would imagine there's going to be a claim that they're still viable under the Permit Extension Act. But I think because it expired last July, that tolling period doesn't apply anymore. So, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Excuse me?
Motion to adjourn.
By you, Ann?
By me, Ann.
Okay. We have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Voted in the affirmative. Adjourned at 4:43. Thank you.